Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night Remastered. Und ich denke, dass das jetzt die letzte Folge sein wird. Saber und Archer sind ja jetzt nochmal im großen Gefecht aufeinander getroffen. Und das gleiche ist jetzt mit Kire, Kotomine und Shiro. Und wir sind jetzt gerade wieder bei Shiro. I tried to kick away the mud clinging to my ankle. My clothes are burnt and my skin is exposed. I jump away from the lunging tentacle. I can feel my mud-coated right ankle and I wasn't entirely sure I even still had my right leg until I used it to leap away. I check my body while I roll. Ankle okay, yeah, it's still there. I just can't feel it, it's more or less intact. I can still probably run. I jump in another direction to avoid the mud's relentless attacks. Besides me, I hear a splash. The scent of burning earth wakes my dizzy head and I push myself back up to my feet. A burning sensation sears its way down my back. I shake it off and jump to the closest clear ground. The mud's pursuit relentless. I can no longer see any of the black mud that surrounds me. I bite my lip. I dodged and ran all over the place, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I'm right back here. I calm my breathing and look up at him to at least show he hasn't broken my spirit. Kotomina has not moved at all. He has just watched me running around. No matter how many deep breaths I take, my heart won't stop pounding. It's warning me that it is at its limit. It needs rest. My heart is ready to burst if I don't rest. That's how rapidly it is thumping to my chest. It is all but jumping out of my mouth at this point. I can't do anything. I can't get near Kotomina and I can't stop that black mud. There's not enough time for me to hold back about using projection. It's my only hope. If there's no way forward, I will just have to protect Saber's sword again. It should be able to cut through that black mud and give me a chance to rush Kotomina.
なんだそれで終わりか諦めたのならそうと言え
The moment he speaks, a tidal wave of mud crashes over me. I look up just in time to dodge. The mud itself isn't bad. It is slow compared to Saber's strikes when we spared and it doesn't change direction, so it's easy to dodge. But it only applies when there's just one tentacle. I can't handle multiple attacks at once or those that strike me from behind as soon as I've dodged another. As a result, I can only move around and still mud slowly covers me. There's no time. I'm not going to be able to use my projection. Projection requires me to form an image of a weapon from the very beginning, so I need at least a full minute of concentration. But if I give Kotomina an opening like that, the only thing left of me will be smoking bones. Everywhere the mud touches me, I go numb. At least it's not painful, but if that mud covers my entire body, I might not even know whether I'm dead or alive. If that happens, I'm a goner. I would melt away, bones and all. I can only run. I know it's only a matter of time until I run out of steam, but I have to keep running for now. I have no chance of reaching Kotomina while all I'm doing is avoiding the mud. The mud pours like a waterfall behind him, so trying that way isn't an option either. If I'm going to have any chance of getting near him, I have to do something about this mud. I can't believe it. I pick now of all times to trip. Kotomina stares down at me as if I were a piece of trash. She points a finger at me and several snakeheads rear up from the lake. What's the... Get up. I try to get up but fall again. I fall. The snakes pursue me. But I still fall. Why? Black mud splatters over the back of my neck. Why? Now that I look closer, my right leg is entirely black. Bin ich schon wieder Dead End?
そこまでか少しは楽しめると期待したが所詮は切り継ぐの息子 つくづく益にならぬ連中だ。
I look up, I'm still conscious. My wrists and neck are bound in chains of mud, but I can still feel my body. Why don't you finish me off?
無論すぐ終わらせるとも。だがそれでは芸がなかろう。お前は切り継ぐの贋作だからな。奴に受けた10年前の負債はお前の死で返してもらう。
My skin burns where the mud touches it. It feels like acid is seeping from my pores. I grit my teeth trying to endure the pain and check my right leg. It is completely black. I can't feel it and I won't move. I need to either get this mud out of me or pour magical energy through the affected areas to push out the coagulated blood. Either way, the moment I try to move my right leg, I will probably tear off every muscle in it. Fine, I don't care, but why do you hate Cedric so much? Did him destroying the Holy Grail get you that much?
何？近親憎悪というやつだ。私と切り継ぐは似ていたからな。奴の行為は全てが勘に触ったよ。ちょうどお前が私に嫌悪を抱くのと変わらない。
Bah, cut the crap, don't you dare say that Cedric and you are similar.
なるほど。お前にとってはそうだろう。何しろ奴は私を見逃すほどの善人だったからな。あの大火災を引き起こした私を倒しただけで命までは取らなかった。それが間違いだったことをお前は知っているはずだ。切り継ぐさえ私を殺しておけばあの孤児たちは穏やかな日常を送れたのだろうからな。
You...
反論できまい。だが私にとってもそれは不快な事実だった。私がではない。あれほど冷酷な魔術師だった男が敵を助けたという事実こそが不快だった。
That story again. Saber told me before that Cedric was a first-class mage, and he would do anything to accomplish his goals. But then...
だが、奴の過ちはそんなことではない。奴が犯した過ちはな、聖杯を壊しただけでこの戦いが終わったと思い込んだことだ。故に、奴はお前に何も伝えず、聖杯戦争は終わったのだと楽観し、この呪いに侵されたまま人生を終えた。道家といえば道家だな。奴は自身を呪った私を見逃し、その果てに数年足らずで命を落とした。自分はことを成したと、聖杯戦争を終わらせたのだと、勘違いの達成感を得たままでな。
Why you? Hold on. Does that mean Cedric died because of Kotomine? What did the peaceful face he had on the night of his death mean?
そうだ。最後に聞いておこう。切り継ぐの最後はどうだったのだ、エミヤシロ。息子であるお前に後を託し、何やら満足していったわけか。なんという道家ぶりだ。何一つとしてなせず、息子であるお前に責任を押し付け、さぞ滑稽に消えたのであろうな。
Shut the fuck up. I kick at the ground. I force my leg to move, flooding it with magical energy. Muscles tear, but I ignore it as I lunge forward on all four like a wild animal.
そうだ。その程度の気概がなくては話にならん。
Kotomine holds his hand over the waterfall behind him. I don't know what he's thinking. That cascade of mud is a curse so dense it can be seen. It would be fair to call it a mass of magical energy meant only to destroy people. There's no room to modify it, to change its shape. Anyone who touches that mud will be contaminated by its potent curse, and then dissolve as if the stuff were digested them, which means the pain and fear felt in those dying moments lingers as magical energy, becoming the next curse to seek out the living. Whoever touches the stuff will die. Any who touch it will die unless they can get the mud out of themselves. Even so, the priest sticks his hands into the waterfall, smiling. He fills his hands with darkness. I know instinctively that this will be different than before. A flash of light illuminates the world. The moment I realize it, I realize it's the light of Saber's null phantasm.
Andimayu.
The priest's words plunge the world into darkness. She had been blinded by light a moment ago, but now she is cast into darkness. If she had been conscious, she would have seen that it was a black polar light. The darkness was momentary, but it was not darkness. It's a swarm of tiny curses. The darkness sweeps her body away, and the discomfort jolts her to wakefulness. I sigh. The first thing her returning consciousness brings her is pain. Whatever parts of her were not protected by her armor are horribly burned, and her flesh had been brutally savaged by blades of all sorts. She is a dismal sight. Yeah, defeated her. Gilgamesh unleashed his noble phantasm, and she could not defend against so many. Then air struck her. She barely managed to deflect it with Excalibur, but the damage to her body was too severe. Her wounds heal on their own, without using magical energy, but even the protection of the sacred sword sheath is unable to return her to full health in an instant. And then...
ここまでだセイバー。よもやその体でまだ敗北を認めぬなどと言わぬだろうな。
Gilgamesh walks forward, not a scratch on his armor. Saber lays on the ground looking up at her enemy. There's nothing she can do right now. Nothing can stop him from doing whatever he likes with her now.
ギルガメッシュ、今の光は。
Despite the situation, Saber is more concerned about the light. That flash of light. That deep darkness that welled up from the far side of the temple and for a moment covered the world itself. She doesn't want to think about it, but that darkness might have been aimed at Shiro.
今の光か。お前ならばわかろう。琴峰が聖杯から直接呼び出したのだろうな。聖杯の中にはこの世のすべてを呪うなどというものがあるのだそうだ。先ほどから見えているあのオダクはな、聖杯から漏れている残りカスに過ぎん。その本体を出されたのだ。お前のマスターとてもはやこの世にはおるまい。
そんなことは。
Saber wills her body to move. But she knows she can't. She can't just lay down though.
嘘だ。シローは生きている。まだちゃんと。
She can still feel a connection with her master. It's weak, like the faint embers of a fire on the verge of going out, but Shiro is alive. She has to keep going. If he fights something unheard of or incomprehensible, Shiro will be no match for it. Saber clings to that faint warmth and again wills herself to move. But it's useless. Even the sacred sword sheath needs a few more minutes to restore her.
もはや手遅れだ。おとなしくしていろよセイバー。お前が何をしようが次期聖杯は溢れ出す。10年前の再来だ。ただしこたびの義は俺ではなくお前に与えられたものだがな。
The golden knight smiles as he turns his gaze up to the burning red sky.
喜べセイバー。あれを浴びればお前も俺と同じになれる。この世で肉を持ち第二の生を謳歌できよう。まあもっとも俺のように自我を保てるとは限らんが。
Saber looks up at him bewildered. She can sense the immensity of the curse. It is a magnificent cluster of magical energy. With so much power, any magecraft would be possible. Were caster to wield it, the possibilities would be endless. But it is a double-edged sword. It curses humans, and only humans. Even heroic spirits would not be able to remain themselves after coming into contact with that curse. That is when she realizes. Gilgamesh. A decade ago, the corruption even swallowed up the most ancient king of heroes. Then...
ギルガメッシュ、あなたは。
he has gone mad.
ほう、そう思うか、騎士よ。
Gilgamesh looks down at Saber, laughing merrily. It is strangely out of character for him, but the look seems somewhat appropriate.
侮るな。あの程度の呪い、飲み干せなくて何が英雄か。この世すべての悪？はっ、俺を染めたければ、その3倍は持ってこい。良いか、セイバー。英雄とはな、己が視界に入るすべての人間を背負うもの。この世のすべてなぞ、とうの昔に背負っている。
Hearing those words, Saber gasps. She knows in that moment that she will never understand this heroic spirit. His unthinkable arrogance, the staring ego leading him to believe heaven and earth exist only for him, his ruthless choices that bear no regard for any but himself. All of these things are completely opposite to her own beliefs of what it is to be a king. But he was a king. Even Saber cannot deny that. No other servants in Gilgamesh could have retained their sense of self after being bathed in that immensely powerful curse.
そうだな。泥を飲ませるのはいいが、それで自我を失われては楽しみがない。どれ、今のうちに婚姻を決めておくか。
ギルガメッシュ、貴様。
なんだ、手荒く扱われるのは趣味ではないか。ならば慣れておけ。女と食事に出し惜しみはしない主義でな。気の向くままに奪い、食らうだけだ。
Saber glares up at Gilgamesh as she hangs upside down.
サーバントとしてマスターに義理を立てているわけか。くだらんな。たかが霊樹の縛りでこの体をくれてやっていたとは。
それは違う。勘違いをするな、ギルガメッシュ。私は誰にも従わない。初めからこの体にそんな自由はないのだ。
ほう。ではどうあっても俺のものにはならないというのか。
His red eyes rake over Saber. They are entirely devoid of human emotions. If she disobeys, he will kill her, no matter how attached he may be to something. If it does not obey him, he will simply destroy it. That is simply how Gilgamesh sees the world. Saber doesn't look away. She simply glares hatefully at Gilgamesh.
ギルガメッシュ、私は誰のものにもならない。私はすでに国のものだ。この身は女である前に王なのだから。
She is not saying this to annoy to anyone in particular. She is simply expressing the tiny warmth still within her heart.
何を言うかと思えば。笑わせるな、セイバー。王にとって国とは己のものに過ぎない。何もかも支配できぬのならば、王などという超越者は不要なのだ。まったく。アーサー王よ。そんなだからお前は国によって滅ぼされたのだ。
The golden knight mocks her for her naivety. Her heart is set now.
ああ、その通りだ。だが英雄王よ。そんなだから、貴様は自らの国を滅ぼしたのだ。
Such fierce spirit. Saber twists her entire body, using the leverage to kick Gilgamesh in the face with her free leg. Gilgamesh releases her. Saber stretches her arms out and arrests her fall, then springs upward.
男子を足毛に。おのれ。どうやら本格的にしつけられたいらしいな。セイバー！
She closes her eyes and looks within herself. It's no wonder your own country turned on you. It is not news to her. Since her summoning as a saber, she's been hearing those words over and over. It's different with him. He grew angry with her as if it had been about him, but he also thought her actions were worthy of pride. She knows that what she must do, even if she has no hope of victory. She cannot stop here. She needs to do something while she can still feel the warmth inside her. She has to get to her master as fast as she can. She's about 8 meters from Gilgamesh. She positions herself at the ideal distance for intercepting an attack, which she has just experienced firsthand. Her body won't move the way she wants. She can barely grip her sword and her legs are hardly able to bear her weight. Even a weak blow would be too much for her now. But she knows neither weakness nor hesitation.
一言聞いておくが
Even Gilgamesh feels he has to prepare himself. The Golden Knight readies air, his eyes on his opponent.
それは正気か
Saber doesn't answer, but her determination is there to see in her eyes.
よかろうならば加減はなしだ
The air itself roars. Air, the sword of rupture from ancient Mesopotamia, is said to have divided heaven and earth to create the world. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, raises his supreme sword to finally put an end to this enemy. The atmospheric vortex it creates, the sheer quantity of converging magic energy, far exceeds Saber's Excalibur.
消えろ目障りだ
Gilgamesh raises the sword. Saber mirrors the movement in perfect synchronization. Their eyes met for an instant. Gilgamesh flourishes his sword. But Saber's sword falls to the ground useless. She lacks the strength to activate her noble phantasm. The light which can sever all things bursts through her. Unable to do anything, she is swallowed up by the light. The moment I'm engulfed in darkness, hell itself is imprinted on my mind. The 5 starting penalties: life, body, imprisonment, humiliation, and finance. Let the myriad sins, mud, darkness, and malice continue to surround and punish all. Eliminate human rights through decapitation, exile, and repression. Let the body descend into a state of torment and debauchery. Eliminate group consensus by forfeiting honor. Die. Ridicule through greed and arbitrary decisions that freeze assets and property. Imprisonment, fines, the death penalty, crimes committed in the name of personal grudges. Crimes committed to satisfy self-desires. Crimes committed unconsciously. Crimes proclaimed self-consciousness. Civil disturbance, solicitation, fraud, theft, robbery, kidnapping, self-harm, violence, arson, bombing, infringement, manslaughter, group violence, professional negligence, overconfidence. Die. Accidents by intoxication, cover-ups, crimes for personal gain, crimes committed in the name of the ego, crimes committed in the name of love, crimes committed in the name of virtue, crimes committed for themselves, theft and embezzlement, fraudulent, cover-ups, contraband, crime, hate, attack, dirty, atonement, this world ruled by non-humans. Know your conscience to rectify your sins. Know the penalty of your sins. Herein lies the goodness of man, so plentiful that he is unaware of the totality of what he is exposed to. Now the violence used to cover up the crime. Now the authority that hides the crime. The malignancy of man is here, so rare and so hard to find that it stands out in sharp relief. 100 benign, 1 malignant. To balance it out, the malignant shines strong. and reigns as a mighty and vicious evil to compete with the benign masses. The 5 starting penalties. For you. Solicitation, fraud, theft, robbery, kidnapping, self-harm, tyranny, arson, infringement, you are all dirty, violence crimes, die to atone. My brain's going to explode. The mud eating away at my body does not peel off. It mercilessly robs me of my warmth. I feel the horrible curse crushing all over my senses, crushing me. Darkness I can't look at directly. Ugliness I can't acknowledge. Crimes I want to run from. All man's sins. I'm going to die. Anyone caught in this darkness wouldn't be able to resist letting it devour them, just from the sheer pain and disgust. But Kotomine said it once. This curse is what killed Kiritsugu. That's enough to banish the darkness. Heat returns to my body. Blood rushes through me. Wounded as I am, and helpless me. Wounded as I am, and helps me get back to my feet. And why not? I mean, Kiritsugu Emiya shouldered all of this for years. Did he die? His own wishes unfulfilled, because those voices never stopped screaming at him to atone. He said he wanted to be a champion of justice. He ran around like an idiot trying to be useful to someone, and in the end, nobody let him do what he wanted to do. Even so, he still pursued something, the ideals he had given up on. And then in the end, the words of some silly kid lifted a burden from him, and he finally let himself believe that everything would be okay. I have to stand up. I said I was going to take his place and carry on his dream. If I really am the son of Kiritsugu Emiya, the champion of justice, I can't let the bad guy beat me. Tosaka told me. I need to win, even if it kills me. Saber told me. Kotomine is the enemy I have to defeat. Even Kotomine said, if I'm going to fight, I should put my life on the line. That is right. What can I put on the line here if not my life? I don't have anything else to offer anyway. Und ich würde dann tatsächlich sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich dann nochmals diese Folge. Offenbar haben wir noch eine weitere Folge, bevor das hier durch ist. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.